Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the What the Sheep podcast. We missed you guys. It has been a pretty crazy past couple of weeks, as I'm sure everyone is well aware. And definitely, I think the withdrawals are starting. I think they're finally starting with the lack of Critical Role. What about you guys?
Yep. I tuning into the Q&A with Madame Marisha on Thursday. I was just like, oh man, like I miss just kind of being in the community in that sense. No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I even watching tuning into the Q&A, it just made me sort of miss Critical Role more. I was just kind of like, oh, this like I enjoyed it. It was hilarious, but it was like, oh, I just want to see them play. This is bad. Yeah.
Man, no. Have you guys been keeping safe?
Yeah, doing my best. Doing my best, that's for sure. Been stuck isolated, but I mean it's been fine.
Yeah.
You know, quarantine happens. It's all right.
Quarantine happens. Should be a
But-
show.
But it's not. It hasn't been too bad. 1 second. You guys can keep talking.
Yeah, I've just been doing the same dance that other teachers have been doing, sort of like everybody stay at home, but not and
Yeah.
trying to work out, trying to be like everybody's actually been pretty amazing in
Reforming
Yeah.
the entire education system.
yeah, like just suddenly.
That's
It's
gotta be
not
so
like
hard.
it's not like slowly.
Interesting.
It's like right now, do it now, and
Yeah.
it's been really amazing. But I was speaking to some friends. I worked on Tuesday. Sorry, I worked on Monday, and I was walking around. Every teacher had a massive headache, like right here, sore back and
Yeah.
sore arms, because we don't sit on computers all day. Our bodies aren't conditioned like office workers to do that. And literally the exec had to come around and go for a walk around the school because everybody was just like, I don't know about you, Lana, but like no one has standing desks. Like no one even has mice because we all just use
I didn't have a
trackpads.
desk.
Yeah, or a desk at all. So
No, it's been crazy. But been fun to rewatch some Critical Role stuff and do some videos and some art. And it's nice. Like I say, it's nice to catch up. I still haven't watched Undeadwood. I should have probably watched the stream, but I was busy doing
It's so
something else.
good. It's so good.
But I finished Deadwood now. I don't know if I said that in the last podcast. I finished watching the show and the movie, so I feel like I'm ready to watch.
Oh, okay.
I know you didn't really need to, but I want to. So ready to go.
Yeah.
I want to know these NPCs.
Yeah. We'll have to do like a special bonus podcast where we talk about
Yes.
Undeadwood, because that whole show needs its own fully fleshed discussion, because it's
Hearing
craziness.
about how good it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to watch it. I need the time.
my dog just thought that getting up on the couch was something she was allowed to do. Hey, oh, down.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, she's not allowed up here. That's so bad.
Oh.
Don't do.
Yeah.
Go away. Undeadwood is such a different flavor, but like really good. I really like how they manage to do things that, like, I really think somebody could really like Undeadwood and not enjoy the regular Critical Role at all. Such a different flavor, and I like that they're capable.
Yeah, they can. They have many different audiences that they can pique interests.
No. It's kind of like the Monster Hearts one shot too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people joined in on Critical Role seeing that. That was another really excellent one shot. That's also like an RPG that I'm kind of intimidated to play and check out. Whereas like Call of Cthulhu, like I love it.
Oh yeah.
Like Vampire the Masquerade, but I don't know, the Monster Hearts is like almost too like intimidating to start on. So, but
do you reckon like emotionally, like?
Oh yeah, probably that.
Like it's very raw.
Yeah, probably that, because I like to keep things light, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. But man, I still hard though, waiting for the stream to come back. And I know it's hard for everyone. I'm so excited for the Dragon Turtle fight.
I know, and especially because I've been reading a little bit of the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, and there is a little bit of information there about a certain dragon turtle.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
I don't know if you've gotten to that, but there is spoilers. Oh, I probably should have led with spoilers. Anyone? I'm sorry. I should have led with spoilers. I apologize if I ruined it for you.
Guide a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of spoilers, did you guys catch the massive Essex spoilers that Matt dropped in there?
Oh my god!
I did not actually.
He said that Essex is not consecuted. Spoilers.
Oh,
but he said that Essex is not consecuted.
Really?
He lied.
Yeah, he lied about it. And Matt kind of just said casually, this is probably not too much of a spoiler. And he said it, and Marisha's like, what? Like,
huh. I mean, is it really that big of a deal?
I don't know. It's because I guess it's kind of him just lying to the Mighty Nine.
Yeah.
Still not being 100% honest about everything, so they could other stuff.
But why would you lie about that? Why would
True.
you...
I didn't actually catch it, but somebody said there was something about him being like an only child as well. He actually has siblings.
He has a brother, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spoilers.
So.
Yeah.
It's blanket spoilers. I think people know at this point we have blanket.
His podcast could be called Spoilers.
Yeah, what the spoiler.
What the spoiler.
You don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's probably going to be a spoiler. That's pretty much what it is.
But yeah.
No, sorry, I interrupted. You wanted to talk about the guide.
Oh no, that's fine.
Well, all right. This is now a playing with dog podcast where we play with Kiraleigh's puppy.
What's your dog's name, Kiraleigh?
Hoot.
Hoot.
Yeah.
Hoot.
Well, this gives all of you who watch the podcast on Spotify or on any other platform that doesn't provide video, this is an incentive to watch our show on either live or on YouTube, because you get to see cute puppies frolicking around.
It's a very cute dog running around having the time of her life.
And all I'm saying is you could be joining in on the fun if you watch us live. That's all I'm saying. Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
She's like Kelpie cross wolfhound, and she's like a rescue, and all of her brothers are all named after owls. So hence.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, but she's crazy.
This is our casual podcast at the moment.
Yeah. This is because we don't have any critical role. This is kind of just a chill, casual episode. We're kind of just hanging out.
As well.
But I do want to talk about, because I've been going back and watching some of the earlier episodes, because I'm trying to catch up with highlight videos, because I didn't start making highlight videos until episode 18. So now I'm going back and starting to do all of them. And going back and like watching these earlier episodes just makes me remember why I fell in love with the show in the first place. Just seeing them all get into these characters and get through that awkward stage of being in these new places and acting as these new characters. It's just really charming and heartwarming, and it's making me fall in love with it all over again, especially now that it's been gone for so long.
And it's that nice sense of nostalgia too. When you go back for a second time, like you get to kind of like sometimes I often say sometimes I'd love to be able to watch like the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time again, but I feel like with Critical Role I enjoy watching it because I've already seen it. Like it's not so much this is my first time seeing it. No, this feels comfortable, feels safe, it feels like something that you do enjoy so much. So it is. I often go back and watch the first episode, like the first hour and a half of it, like just the tavern scene. I'll watch that on repeat, like not on repeat, sound. but I'll watch that like probably once or twice a month just to see, like just to watch it again, and see the characters at their very first stage. What's up, Nika?
I forgot to turn off sound notifications for when people follow and stuff. So someone just followed. I appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for following.
Hey.
Little Mon Nightmare, thank you for following. I meant to disable the sound notifications because it's very loud. But thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for following nonetheless. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends who started watching, like a couple of people who play D&D with started watching, and I plan to like try and watch along with them at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So because I do like watching through, but also I love seeing other people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So like I've got a couple of videos on my thing where I'm showing my sister clips, and
Really cool.
the point is because it's funny and my sister's just very demonstrative with her feelings and it's very funny, but also you know, I just want at some point her to come and tell me we can't make those videos anymore, spoiling it because she's starting to watch it. That's my that's my goal.
Yeah.
No, that's fun.
That's great. But I got my I invited my mom with me to the live show because I didn't really have anyone else to go with, and she's never watched Critical Role. She's only heard me, you know, gush about it. But since the live show, she's fallen in love with all of them. She hasn't started watching it yet, but she started watching like the Between the Sheets episodes because she loves the cast. Like she loves their personalities and how they are as people and stuff. So she's slowly becoming a critter. But yeah, it's fun introducing people to the show and just slowly seeing them fall for it. It's awesome.
That's kind of why I started doing video editing. It wasn't even necessarily like I started because I saw a funny clip and I wanted to do it. But then the clips that I choose to do, because I have a lot of people suggest clips to me, and sometimes I think, oh, maybe, but I've got a list of scenes I want to do, because they're the scenes that I'll go back and rewatch, or they're scenes that I think are good introductions. Like, my go-to scene, if someone says, no one ever asks, but I always show them anyway. If I want to show someone Critical Role, I will show them the board at the Harvest Festival, like throwing the sandbags over his head.
Oh yeah.
And then like Not and Caleb doing the bow and arrows, just because I feel like it's the perfect introduction to the group. You get to see all their personalities. You get to see like actual D&D, so dice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see Matt do a bunch of different NPCs, and so like when I do my video editing, it's because I want to like show the scenes that I think are going to be good introductions, but also just scenes that I enjoy the most, and show like why I enjoy them, I guess. Mamiko. That's amazing.
I know, that's so cute. But yeah, just you know, filling this empty time without Critical Role and looking at all and like rewatching highlights and all these awesome, hilarious moments. It's funny going back and seeing the start of so many jokes and seeing the start of so many like trends that carry on throughout the campaign, like Knot and Jester being the amazing detective duo that they are. I got to re-experience that, going back and watching Ford's first encounter with Ukatoa in his dreams. It's just so cool that we've come so far with these characters. We're going to be on episode 100 when it comes back. It's just it's crazy to go back to where it all began, all these episodes later.
I remember watching, like, because I'm currently doing a rewatch as well, so it was a little while ago, but, like, the first Ukatoa scene. And I remember watching that thinking, like, oh, there's so much, like, good potential here for this character. Like, I can't wait to see where he goes with this demigod, but in the sense of I was thinking, oh, yeah, he's going to be, like, super powerful warlock. And how different that's turned out in the campaign. It's, like, so exciting. The fact that they can do these... like where you kind of thought the characters might have been going to begin with, and how they've changed. It's really cool, and like you say, going back and doing all the animation getting to see that change in the characters. We were talking
definitely.
a little bit earlier about Gail, the comic book writer who's just started watching it. Gail Smith.
Oh yeah.
And how we're saying like that's really cool that she's getting into it, but she made a tweet talking about why is Caleb so sad, or why is Liam so sad?
Yeah.
And I think Liam just replied with like, "Oh, like buckle in or buckle up."
Yeah. Oh, it gets way worse.
Yeah,
it's way worse.
Even seeing that, like Caleb as a character, he's gotten like more relaxed with the group, and he's settled in with the group. They've all changed so much. It's
I was actually gonna.
So cool.
I was actually gonna like bring up a question. Who do you think has changed the most? But I don't think it's even possible to answer that question because they've all changed so
Physically,
drastically.
Not.
I guess that could be the biggest change. But what's funny is that I think Veth has made the least amount of change personality wise. I think.
Yeah.
She's stayed pretty steady this whole time. Oh. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost your.
No, that's probably me.
Your secondary thing.
Yeah.
We'll be back in just a second, folks. We are
fine.
experiencing some
It's
technical
fine.
difficulties, but we will be right on track.
What's happening?
Molly changed a bit. How dare you? That is. It is too
There
soon.
We're back.
No, that's
Actually,
amazing. That's true though.
That's one
He
thing
has
about the
changed a bit.
rewatch that, like, whenever I go back and watch the earlier episode, I get reminded that Molly existed, and then I get really sad that we didn't. Get to see
Going back and rewatch, I miss Molly.
Yeah,
Like,
me
I just
too.
want to know. I just want to know what he would think about the current situation that the Mighty Nine finds themselves in, or even some of like the major things they've gone through. Like, imagine if Molly was there when Yasha initially betrayed the party when they were mind controlled in that dungeon when the Laughing Hand came back.
Yeah.
Oh man, how heartbreaking. Which is why I'm also glad he wasn't around, because now it's not as heartbreaking as it already was. But just imagine that. Oh.
My thing is that, like, Taliesin, like, Percy was a fairly reserved, like, character, really. Like, in regards to sort of, like, his character was kind of proper and stuff, and then he'd go, like, crazy demonic occasionally. And Caduceus is, like, in a different way, also kind of, like, restrained and reserved and, like, quiet. But Molly was so, like, bombastic and, like, I just want to see Taliesin be able to play, like, that side of him. Like, just, I don't know.
We got to see a hint, a sliver of that when he was reunited with his family. We got to see a more easygoing nature about him, but yeah, I don't know if Caduceus will ever be like Molly. Molly was something special.
I was gonna say that, and Lynn put up, like, could you imagine the campaign without?
I could not imagine. I feel like Caduceus is one of the main reasons why the party stayed together. After a lot of chaos went down.
Yeah, I definitely want both of them is the answer. I want.
Yeah, can Taliesin just switch between both of them? You know.
Can you imagine just Molly and Caduceus' energy together?
I can't.
Man. Nah, it was. I guess it's worth it to get Caduceus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fair trade, but one that I don't think we'll ever be fully okay with, just because, you know, Molly was such a force to be reckoned with, and his absence is for me at least is definitely still being felt. But I love Caduceus. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think Caduceus is amazing, and I probably like them both equally, but I just miss Molly throwing in his like 2 cents, or seeing his reactions to different things. I just miss that aspect because Taliesin played it really well.
For sure. Yeah.
A moment of silence for our fallen circus man.
Oh man, they could have all gone and joined another circus. Imagine playing.
It could have been a circus campaign. That's what we could have had. But now we have dragon turtles and depression. That's what we have now.
No, man, they stopped the war. Everything's gonna be fine.
They did.
Dragon turtles.
They did stop the war. But I'm still worried that this is just like one of those things where it's like both sides are like, okay, we got a little heated. Let's cool down a bit, but we're still gonna hate each other. Let's just chill.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just chill. Hate you still, but we're not gonna kill each other anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's still gonna be, like Essex said, there's still gonna be like those shadow wars that go unseen, but there's still gonna be some tension there.
It was an amazing DM choice that Matt did, where like I've never seen that where you're just watching something happen, and the puzzle, the test, the thing that the players had to do was just not interfere. Like that was basically the test. Like, do not move the ship closer. Do not accidentally let off a thing. Do not bamf over there and try and be a part of it. All you have to do is sit here and be on the outskirts of that. And it was such an interesting piece of D&D to watch, because it wasn't actually that fun. Like, it wasn't fun, but it was like they had to be so restrained. And
it would have been interesting had they done something and it had like trapped the talk to an extent. I can imagine the Empire being like, not the Empire, the Dwendalian Empire being like, oh, like 99, they've screwed it up. Like, why'd you bring them? And talking to the dynasty, and the dynasty be like, we didn't bring them, you brought them. Like, they didn't actually really have, I guess, a sponsor or something in that. They were a third party. So I feel like even if they did something, it would have kind of been like just everyone against them rather than splitting up the talks.
I thought originally I was confused when the peace talks started happening. I was like, wait, didn't they originally plan for it to take place on the Ball Eater? I thought that was part of it, because it was like neutral ground, but
the powers that be were like, no.
Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah, we don't trust you. No.
They probably saw what happened a couple nights before when Ukatoi's minions attacked, and then texted like Layla's Kryn were like, hey, we should probably not have the meeting on the Ball Eater. You wouldn't believe what just happened.
Canon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I was excited for you, Alana, that what was the name of the chick that showed up just after the fight?
Vesterog.
Yeah. I feel like you've been like waiting for that character.
No, or was it
I've been waiting for Dolan
Tversky, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that gnome to appear, and I don't know, I can't assume, but
have you been reading up on
in Isocross?
Because the Cerberus Assembly has their whole own thing in the Wildmount guide. I've been reading into it. Some of the members are pretty interesting. Let me tell you, some of the ones that we haven't met yet.
I'm not going to spoil it or say it if people don't want to know, but they have their alignment, which I thought was
they do. I did think that that was really cool.
I feel like a lot of them we were pretty much say obviously that's going to be alignment. And alignments anyway, I feel like majority of people now in D&D, alignments are kind of like suggestions. They give you a base idea, and then it's not so much like the evil or the good. It's the lawful or the chaotic that kind of determines the character. So even if a character says they're evil, it's really the nature of that evil that kind of stands out for their alignment. But a lot of them you can be like, oh yeah, they're clearly an evil character. Yeah. Some of them are
Trent.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's not even a spoiler. Trent's
I was actually kind of surprised with Ludinus's alignment. I knew he was a shady guy, and like I didn't trust him, but I thought he was going to be more of like lawful neutral or something like that. I wasn't expecting the alignment that he actually had.
It depends on your perspective, I guess.
Lawful good. Well, in his eyes, he probably thinks he is.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if Trent knows what he's doing is evil and he chooses to do it anyways. That would make him even worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which I
it
think
must
was
be
possible.
an amazing experience for this might not be how this went, but say like Liam writes a new character, sets up his backstory, has a meeting with Matt, goes back and forward. He's like, I want to be part of like a, you know, like some sort of society that's doing this, this, and this. These are the people. There's going to be like a head guy. I'm thinking, you know, maybe his name's Trent, and Matt sort of writes that in. And then at some point, Wizards of the Coast are like, hey, do you want to make a guide? And now that, like, because now that random person that Liam wrote as a backstory for a D&D character is now, like, in an actual D&D book. And, like, there are so many.
True. It's really cool.
Yeah, that must be, like, just very trippy.
Can I just say, the way you described that just then kind of makes, like, I'm not bagging on the name Trent. Trent's a perfectly fine name, but the way you just described that, saying Caleb comes up with his backstory and this...
his name is Trent.
and his name's Trent.
Yeah.
In a D&D fantasy setting, I find that hilarious.
It could be also worse because of our Australian accent, I feel like. Trent. Sounded kind of like Kevin. Like,
Kev. You can't really
Trent. Are we going to call him Trent now?
Trent.
T-Dog.
T-Dog, oh jeez.
Did you guys see Brennan Lee Mulligan get excited because he has like a so he's the DM for Dimension 20 for the Dropout D&D show, and he has like I think a writer's credit in.
Oh, he's got a special thanks or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like fully
excited.
Like,
I'm gonna D&D book. Yeah, I love Brennan. Great.
But like he's sort of like Matt having grown up playing, and it's like his savior his whole life, and for him to have his name just in a D&D.
Yeah, that's gotta be surreal. Absolutely surreal.
Really beautiful.
Mm. I gotta
do you remember a little while ago, Marisha said that she was working on something? It was.
I think it was probably always working on something.
I mean, like, she and a bunch of other girls were writing something.
Oh, I vaguely remember what you're talking about.
I think it was during the con where they had the final presidential thing, because there was like a thing where she was photographed with a couple of other women, and they were like, something's in the works, and now I haven't heard anything else about that.
Oh.
And I want it. Whatever it is, I want it real bad.
Unless it was like Undead Wood, or was that film before that?
No, they were talking about it was like going to be a written.
Don't know. Exciting though.
Well, I'm going to try and sleuth it out.
Okay.
All right. But oh man, this is probably a really broad and general and hard to answer question. But do you guys have any like favorite moments or just episodes in general of this campaign so far? Maybe favorite character moments or turning points or anything like that. And I'm opening it up, to you guys in the audience, in the live chat at home, on YouTube, wherever. Let us know in the comments what your favorite moments have been so far. I can start. I think one of mine is because I think Caleb's. I was just about to say that. Just about to say that, because Caleb is, I think, probably like my top 2 favorite characters. And his confession in episode 18 was so intense and heartbreaking, because we really got to see where Caleb was at and why he is the way he is. And it was just so incredible. He put on such an amazing performance. It was just so good. I can't wait to get to that episode to highlight that moment, because that's gonna be so good. Definitely one of my favorite moments. That one's like top 5 probably, and the other one was when Ford, Knott, and Caleb had that standoff with Ford raising his falchion at Caleb. I thought that was also a really intense moment. That was really cool, because I love inter-party conflict, because it just makes for such cool role-playing scenarios and stuff. So like when the campaign goes on, those kind of go away, because they learn to talk with each other and all of that stuff, and handle their differences and all that stuff, which is why I'm super excited for how they're going to handle the Essex situation, because they do seem very split on that. So I'm like quietly excited for some more conflict within the party with Essex and stuff. So that's just me.
Yeah, though. Especially because they're all quite they're super cohesive at the moment. So the Essex situation could be a potential strong divide in the party, which we haven't seen for a very long while. So that's exciting. It's exciting. I can't wait for them to fight.
Yeah, I know. It just makes, like, for me as like an audience member, just makes me like even more invested, because I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen now? Like, wait, they're not getting along? Oh man.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite, and you're right, that's an impossible question. Because there's no one favorite thing. I really enjoy the fight, and I can't remember, in the Savalier, I can't remember this, but when they go into Lorenzo's compound.
Yeah.
I loved everything about that. I loved their creation of the building. Caleb slowly making his way invisibly like through the dungeons. Custer. Sourness, thank you. Lynn, seriously? She's
amazing.
Good.
She's amazing. Where's our Lynn emote?
Yeah.
I need to stream more. I can almost be affiliate and we can get emotes. I just need to stream more. But anyways.
Awesome. But yeah, no, I love that fight so much. I feel bad for Caduceus that fight though. He's just like slipped back into the building. But I keep forgetting. Yeah, this is like Keg. You have Shikasta. You have Neela's not there at that point, but even leading up to that, she was great. But I really love that. And then obviously it led to them getting Jester Ford and Yasha back, and them finding it out, which was terrible. But no, just that entire sequence was so cool. Fight in the basement when Lorenzo changes for the first time and he's in Oni, and you're like, holy shit.
And that was a live show, right?
That was at a live show, yeah. That was bad. I remember watching that going, man, this guy's strong. Like, he's like really strong, like, spell. Holy shit, no, that's not good. Really enjoyed. That's like something that I can go back and watch. Intimate combat and fights, things like that.
Intense.
Yeah. And I think also just because there was like so much emotion behind it, because it was them tracking down Molly people that had kidnapped their friends.
Yeah, so it's super important moment just for everyone.
Beating up Pop.
Oh.
Bo beating up the old guy.
Bo absolutely laying into the old man in the fight pit.
Yeah.
No mercy. Over in, 12 seconds-ish?
And then finding out that he just throws fights just so he can get a free beer, like a warm meal.
Oh, man.
So bad.
I wonder if that's one of those things that Matt just made up on the fly. Like, he throws matches on purpose or whatever. Because, the first round, Matt made it seem like this old guy was going to be, like, an underdog type character. And he was going to, land a few good blows. But then after, Marisha just totally obliterated him. Matt's just like, okay, all right, this is his life now. This is fine.
No, that was hilarious.
Aspen M brought up an interesting moment. The Bo meeting her parents. That's fairly recent too. Yeah, that one was pretty intense too, because that was also a time where we got to see Bo open up a little bit and sort of see her home life and how all of that was, because she didn't really talk about it all that much, and she really only talked about it with Jester and Veth, sorry, I think.
About her family.
Her family.
She told someone very early on about how she had a brother that she'd never met, and that
might have been Molly.
Her out. Maybe. Yes, well, she talked to Molly about her father just before Molly died. That's actually in. That's the one where Molly tells her like I tried to leave town better than I found them, sort of thing.
This like looking back on it, that's such like a poetic conversation that they're having, knowing that Molly dies later on, like in that episode. I think it's just like
Critical Role does that over and over again. It does things where you're like, one, how is this not scripted? And two, nah, no one could script anything this like perfect. And, like just insane coincidences or beautiful, like you said, like really crazy poetic moments that you're like, how, like even Travis having the last name Stone, like, it doesn't.
That's the best.
It doesn't
that is
make
the best.
Sense. It's not right that should happen. It's so, but it still happens.
No, that Molly Bo scene, it was great because it led to another one of my favorite moments is Bo's eulogy for Molly when like they're buried, like not even with the whole group, but just there. Because I was rewatching that recently because I used it in a clip, and I forgot how intense that scene was because it's just Sam, Liam, and Marisha at the table because Sumali hadn't turned up yet. Oh no, sorry, Ashley was there. Ashley Birch was there as Keg. But yeah, Marisha, God, she's such a good actress.
Yeah.
When just talking about what Molly meant to her and how like Bo's going to change as a character. I was rewatching that scene and I didn't even. I was just like, man, that's a good scene. I highly recommend people go back and watch that. I'm sure people have watched it.
Yeah.
Scenes. Rewatch those ones a lot, but no.
Yeah.
So good.
I think it's so hard to pick like a favorite. Like I was trying while you guys were talking, I was trying to think, and I don't think I can like pick out. I think in general, I like player like interactions. So anything like that is them talking like I don't know, building relationships with each other. I think that if I had to choose, I really like the talk that they had after the fight with the I can't remember the name of the witch that Jester
Shauna.
Yeah. When they were sort of like when Ford basically did a small counseling session with all of them and like they all shared that like they realized that Bo was ready to leave. And I like the meta part of the whole. I don't know if you guys have seen that there's like a through line of people being like no one leaves, and this meta concept of like no one's chucking a Sam Riegel, no one leaves, no one's dying, no one's leaving the party, no one leaves, and just like I really liked the lightness of that, and then also the depth of like the emotions of realizing these characters now like are our family, and that probably happened earlier, but that moment felt like that, and I want to say that's my favorite moment, but I'm just like the worst, and I just like whenever anybody flirts with anybody, you know?
We all like that. That's
I love it.
Like if that could just be the game, like Monster Hearts, I was like, yes, this is what I want the game.
Yeah, true.
And I respect.
Really, it was just like Erika Ishii just seducing everyone.
That
like
is
Ali Beardsley just being okay with it all, just like whatever, like just want to make out.
I know.
So like I know that makes me like a trash critter because that's just if that's just all they did all the time.
We're all trash. It's
fine. But I respect that, you know, fights are good and like political intrigue is great, but that's those are the
if Critical Role could just turn into a soap opera, you know, that'd be great. It already is.
That's
what we're doing here, Nico. That's the whole thing.
I just had a thought from what you said, Curly, about how like no one's pulling a Scanlan or pulling a Sam Riegel. I feel like a character leaving from the Mighty Nine, like Scanlan leaving was huge, obviously. Like it had massive impacts on Vox Machina. It felt justified to a large extent. The way he did it was obviously really heartbreaking, but
oh, it was amazing. I think
for sure.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like a character leaving the Mighty Nine would be 10 times more devastating. I feel like even though Vox Machina, they were a family and they were knit, they were also quite cliquey. They had like the people that they hung out with and did things together. Whereas Mighty Nine, I feel like we're all connected. They're all like connected. Like I feel like one leaving Mighty Nine, the whole party would crumble. Whereas Scanlan leaving Vox Machina, it was huge for Pike and Grog and Vax to an extent, but and obviously Percy and Vex and Keith were upset by it too, but I feel like it impacted certain characters more. I feel like a character from the Mighty Nine leaving, would be, and even I think even just from a viewer point of view, like I love Vox Machina. Vox Machina are, I don't know how I'm going to say this. they're like I love it, but I think the Mighty Nine, I feel more connected to them as people. Oh, this sounds weird. This sounds stupid, but like.
No, it may. I think maybe potentially we've been with them since level 1, and that's different from Vox Machina. Like, and also even though we're sort of now at a similar point to where like Bard's Lament was, they still had played and been together as characters way before that. So like, you're right. They had like specifically strong relationships with specific characters, whereas it feels like for the Mighty Nine, they're like all enmeshed. Like they all lean on each other.
Yeah, and I feel like Vox Machina are kind of like the fantasy group, or like the heroic fantasy group, and they feel like fiction. Even though like you can still relate with the characters, and you still love the characters and their stories. They feel a lot more fictional than the Mighty Nine, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Mighty Nine, and it might just be the campaign setting, like the fact that the campaign is a lot political and maybe slightly more grounded in aspects of the real world. I don't know, but that's. I love them both so much. I can't.
You're right though. Like Scanlan getting an opportunity to live happily ever after, potentially with his daughter, and like ride off into the sun, felt like that made sense in like you know, the heroic story, but like somebody from the Mighty Nine deciding to ride off into the sun, I think they'd all follow.
Yeah.
I think they'd be like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Because
they've reached the ride or die point for each other.
Bo's like dilemma where she was thinking like, I will leave the group, I will leave everything behind. It was dissimilar to Scanlan's, because Scanlan's was from a personal level of I need to go, I need to be with my daughter to do this for myself. Whereas Bo was doing it for the group. Even then, when she was doing something that would be hovering, she was doing it for the betterment of the group, even if that wasn't true to reality, because it's a stupid decision and she shouldn't have ever thought of it. But like, no, it was something she was doing as a selfless thing. Not to say that Scanners was selfish. We could talk about that all day. But it's kind of so different, even though it is essentially the same thing. A character. Man, I could literally talk about that topic.
That whole scenario was crazy, and it's hard to think that. I don't think at this point anyone would walk away from the party. I think something like really devastating would have to happen for them to walk away from like the group if like something went down. But then I mean we also almost had Veth stepping away, if only for a time, because she could be with her family again and all that stuff. But I mean, as of right now,
like, do you think she's like being in the Mighty Nine is just her job now? Like, you know what I always feel when Sam is playing that, I always think about this. I don't know whether this is wrong, but I always think about his wife a lot, because his wife like often travels for work. He's an amazing director of photography, is just incredible, and that's what I think about a lot. I'm like, no, Sam, your character can keep being in the Mighty Nine because your wife can keep, you know, traveling the world and is still like a really good mum. I don't know if that's weird, but that is what I think every time he's like, struggling with that.
I've always had like my ideal end for Nod is like a working mum of, you know, traveling as an adventurer and then going home, being with family, and then going back, staying with Mighty Nine. Like we talked about that for a while before the transformation of what was going to happen. Because I feel like in Not's point of view, it was like black or white. Like I stay with the Mighty Nine or I go with my family. And we kind of said no. I think there's like a lot of different options that could work out. And then we get Matt as Yeza saying like, oh no, if you want to go, you can go. Like don't feel as though you're staying for us. Which I thought was his way of addressing maybe Sam's concerns as a player of playing true to the character. I think maybe Sam wanting to play true to the character would be, well, no, like why wouldn't she want to stay with her family now that she's back and as a halfling? And so I think that was Matt saying it's okay, keep playing, which I thought was really
cool. Yeah,
that was smart. And
I'm sure, you know, Luke will learn to understand, you know, what's going on and all that stuff. So
question in the chat: with the walls settled for now, what do you think the Mighty Nine will pursue after travel?
Yeah, that's been a huge topic for us. I feel like we're all in the general consensus that they are going to possibly go north to Isocross and work jobs for Vestaragna, maybe. But even if they don't work for Vestaragna, I do think that they will be heading northward.
You don't think ninjas? You don't think?
They have to have their assassination ninja arc where they go and take out all the members of the Cerberus Assembly. Then they can go north.
Yeah, they've got a heavy into Caleb backstory, and they also have to sort out what the hell to do with Essex.
Yeah. I still think Caleb's backstory is going to be endgame stuff.
Like Trent.
Trent and his whole thing is probably going to be like level 18 plus stuff. I think that's my running theory.
You got to think Trent being taken out, like a head member of the Assembly, would be a massive thing in the Empire. So that's not something they can casually get away with.
They could replace him though. They could take him out and then one of them just like
takes over and like restructures the entire like education system.
Some fun theories that I don't know if I prescribe to it per se, but like I thought they were kind of interesting, saying how like Astrid might be like trying to. Someone just said the idea that Astrid is like trying to usurp Trent or something along those lines. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. I don't know if
interesting.
Like if I kind of subscribe to that theory, but I thought it was fun.
It's fun to think about, yeah.
Yeah, someone said like how he's so jaundiced and everything. Maybe she's poisoning him, things like that. That's kind of cool. I want, because someone's just said it there. What if we get some Molly backstory?
Yeah,
that'd
true.
Be cool.
I feel like it's like a ticking time bomb for like Molly backstory drops.
But that is something. I don't know. Something I found in the guide. They talk about. Pull it up. They talk about an order of blood hunters.
Oh.
Like it's a faction. The Claret Orders. And it seems, I don't know. I haven't read it too closely, but man, it's Matt. Malcolm Damali, man, beautiful. Sorry, I didn't realize that was in there. They talk about the Claret Order, which is like an order of people that use their skills to kind of hunt and get rid of evil from the land, but they use like blood weapons and they use blood magic. I was like, okay, with blood hunters.
Yeah.
So I thought that sounded a lot like Molly in the sense that maybe his group, the group he talked about, was like a subsect of that, or maybe they were a breakaway group from that. But the only contact they've really got is hey Lynn, what's the name of that tabaxi?
Cree.
Cree, yeah. They've got Cree. So they need to go back to her and talk to her more, but I don't think they would force that. It's not like they're going to be, hey, let's explore Molly's backstory. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing, bringing up the Claret Order. Maybe there is some relation to Ollie there. I'm gonna read.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'd love more Ollie backstory. Just for me, and for anybody else who doesn't know, I did notice in the last episode and the one before, Matt sort of pushing concepts of things happening in the North and stuff about the North. What is in the North? Like, I don't have a concept of what that means.
One of the like ancient floating cities resides there. Like one of the last ones, or like the remnants of one is there.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure what else besides that. All I know is that there is a potential arcane-esque battery there that could help power the collar that Caleb has, relics and such. So definitely something that Dolan Tversky and Vesteragna would probably be interested in.
Yes, exactly, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I go a little bit kind of crazy about Dolan Tversky. And I think it's just because that's something from, like you said, right from the start of the campaign, I was like super interested in Dolan, the NPC in Zadash. And so when Not was saying like, "Oh, can you find out their last name?" I'm like, "What's this? Like, who's this character Not's looking for?" So I've been waiting for that. Like, I know everyone's been waiting for that, but that has just been.
Wait, do we have that answer yet? Do we know why Not?
Oh, the theory is that when Sam rolled his character, he got a trinket from his background, and there is a trinket that you can get, which is a monogrammed handkerchief belonging to an archmage. And so there is a theory that is maybe what Not has. She says that, oh, I just have something of theirs.
Okay.
So that is a theory. Like,
oh, we lost your.
It's fine. It's coming back.
Don't worry, folks. We're coming back.
There you go.
And almost back. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing? We're fine. We're fine. And we're back.
Would
Super.
not be our podcast without.
It would not be the What the Sheep podcast without issues. Another bonus to watch live or on YouTube. Just throwing it out there. Hey, just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. Oh.
That's.
So in chat, Darik, I am so sorry. Has an interesting question. What would Not/Veth do if suddenly her son awoke from being affected with the soul of a Luxon? I would not put it past Matt to do something like that.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Here's my understanding of the Luxon beacon. It's also based on what Matt said in the Q&A just recently. When someone dies and their soul goes into, and then when a body is, when they're ready to be reborn, they go into a body. So I feel like the only way that would work is if the beacon was near Luke when he was born.
Gotcha.
It's not a matter of the 5-year-old near a beacon and the soul goes into him, because that made that clear how it's not a soul from the beacon taking over a life, it's reincarnation, essentially. 100 miles, yeah. So I don't think, I mean, we don't know. We don't know how. Well, yeah, no, because I don't think Yeza was working on the beacon because they had Luke. So.
Yeah, because
really
Luke's a couple years old at least.
It's like 5.
5, yeah.
But yeah. But even then, like, Not or Veth didn't have any knowledge of Yeza's work on the beacon, so I assumed it was all after she by the goblin.
Yeah.
Luke is
Caleb's dad.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Who said
Luke
that?
is Caleb's dad.
It's
Connor Brown.
That whole time travel thing.
The king himself.
You know, like, yeah. Wait. Oh man, that's weird to think.
That is
That's
the
weird.
timeline I want. Oh. Luke, I am your father. Thank you, Lynn. I needed that.
No.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess, you know what, Connor? You win this episode's tinfoil hat theory of the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what we say comes true, so...
Yeah, what we say comes true, so I hope
That's
we're all
your
ready
fault.
to accept Luke being Caleb's dad.
No.
That's bizarre.
Lol.
I have never been more satisfied.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
That spoiler by Essex. Oh yeah, we touched on that a little bit. But I really... I wanted to learn. I'll have to read a bit more into the Explorer's Guide because I'm sure it fleshes out being consecuted in the Luxon religion and all that stuff. Because I want to know how important it actually is to be consecuted. Well, I know it's obviously very important, and only a select few are able to do it. But I just want to know what it means for Essex to have lied about it, and what it means for his position, within the hierarchy of the religion.
I'm wondering, it's a weird thing to lie about though. Like I feel like there's no reason
Might be a pride
to lie
thing.
about it. But I'm wondering if it's maybe something Matt has changed since their relationship with Essex has grown. Like I'm wondering if it was initially just going, yes, the Shadow Hand, he's a young prodigy, he was executed so young. Here's this NPC that you might have some dealings with, but he's kind of like this figurehead for the dynasty that you won't really get to see much of. But the fact that they developed the relationships with him and they spoke to him so much, and then their relationships got more and more complicated, I'm wondering if that was then Matt thinking this would be an idea to make it even more interesting or to make his character even complex. Just thinking because I mean, as a DM, you change things constantly based on how your players play the game. So I'm wondering, I'm just wondering if he was always not consecuted or if that was something Matt changed throughout. But knowing Dan Matt Mercer, he's had this planned out for years. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what it would be to be in the mind of Matthew Mercer and the stories he weaves.
It would be a lot of fire alarm and smoke in the hallway.
Yeah.
That's all they're hearing right now. That was insane. I seriously hope, they seem to be okay. I hope their house is.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet watched the Q&A, the Wildmount Q&A, go watch it. Enjoy the first 20 minutes or so. It's
I only popped in here and there. I popped in at the start of the stream when they were fine, just starting it. Then I tabbed out and then came back 30 minutes later and they were messy haired, dirt smudged on their face. I was like, what in the heck happened?
I was on a staff meeting because I'm working from home at the moment. We had 80 of our staff in a meeting and I had my phone here and it was lighting up and I'm looking and it was people that I follow on Twitter and I just opened it up and it's just pictures of smoke and running around and the bird flying around. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
No, that was incredible. They visited Victor and Caleb. Yeah, perfect little.
I just thought it was. I was like you. I came in and out, but I came first in when they were already messed up, and I was like, and because they obviously played that up a bit, I was like, what is the concept? Is the concept we're already in post-apocalypse? What is happening here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What is? And then I went back, and they were already talking about the flu and the fire, and I was like, oh, it is a setup. It is a joke. And then when it actually happened, I'm like, oh, no, they didn't. They were legitimately we don't know if this fire is going to be okay. And then, okay. Yeah. So I just think you don't normally get to people under that much stress.
Yeah.
And the fact that neither of them just went off at the other one.
Yeah, and that's something I noticed too. Like even in the high school, they're still just being supportive of each other. I was like, oh.
Even Matt's like Marisha, but then rubbing her back, and I'm like,
oh,
really? We're all being nice. This is amazing, but this superhuman, like that no one is just blaming the other one or like going off. They're both staying fairly calm. Their house is pretty much on fire.
They really are goals. But what I think is absolutely hilarious, and this is one of the, well, depending on how you look at it, positive things about Twitch chat, is while Matt and Marisha are freaking out, trying to remain cool, stressing that their house might catch on fire, Twitch chat is probably laughing their butts off, you know, spamming the chat with like LOLs and like lol W's and emoting and stuff. They're probably thinking it's hilarious.
Twitch chat want to watch the world burn.
They do. They do. Yeah, you feel bad for, you know, Matt and Marisha, and obviously, you know, I can't imagine, you know, probably the stress they were feeling because, you know, they have this audience watching and they got to figure this out without, you know, freaking out. They have to make sure that their house is going to be okay, the bird, themselves.
Yeah, I felt bad for Matt at points too, like, because you could see he was so, like, he seemed upset because I feel like he just wanted to talk. And he's talking at one point about one of the subclasses and the alarm goes off. Just like, gets up and leaves. I was like, oh, that's sad. But I'm glad they could laugh at it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing
it
on Twitter.
And now it's a great joke and a great story to tell.
And now it's
I hope it doesn't stop them from trying other things. Again, like, I am very pro whatever their production team do. Like, I get not wanting to do Critical Role over like Discord or Zoom because they keep a very high like like they want it to be really good and stuff. But like I hope it doesn't stop them from doing other things because that was such a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do
in the best possible sense of a dumpster fire.
Like a really funny, good dumpster fire that Travis had to ring and be like, hey, maybe just stop and start it.
That too, like, oh, Travis is calling. And the fact that the phone call was so you can just imagine.
You just know what he was saying.
Stop the stream, sort it out.
Yeah.
Because I thought, she's like, Travis is calling. I thought, oh, he's going to be giving her tips. He's like, okay, all right, we're stopping the stream. I'm like, oh, that seems like a CEO call.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Because it's true, you don't want to stop, then you lose 100% of the audience, and then you've got to get 100% of the audience back. And so, like, it makes sense that you don't want to, like, cut the stream.
I would almost
audience though.
Yeah, I would want to see the analytics to see if the viewership went up once the stream came back on after everyone was tweeting about what was happening.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, the audience didn't. No,
all right, I reckon for our predictions today, we should make predictions about the game. We should make predictions about what is the next like online content that somebody in Critical makes, because Sam and Q are already on Instagram making amazing Instagram live shows mostly about gardening. Brian and Ashley did a
I didn't see that. I missed that one.
Oh, so good. They're so talented.
Yeah, they didn't save it. I was like, oh, drat.
Oh, they didn't save it?
No. Well, they might have, but it's not public.
Brian's singing voice does not for me at least doesn't sound anything like him, but his singing voice is so good. So good. Anyways.
So what?
Oh no!
We lost again.
So
we're professionals.
Legitimate hopes.
No, we're not.
Like what content somebody in Critical Role will make next? This sort of quarantine.
Oh man, I want Liam reading me bedtime stories.
What?
I want Liam reading me some Harry Potter.
Oh, sorry. I missed Purely's
Or some fairy tales. I want fairy tales.
I heard it, but I didn't process it. So I was just sitting here, and then you just came out of nowhere saying, I want Liam to read a bedtime story.
I said, what's your hope?
Yeah, I get it now.
The next content somebody in Critical Role puts out. And I reckon
what are you talking about?
He's this far off some Shakespeare, I reckon. So that'll be pretty close, Nico. Like,
oh, man.
Yeah. That's what we need.
That's
Travis reading a horror novel. Or just Travis watching like a scary movie, but like a scary movie that's like not meant to be scary, but it's scary to Travis.
Yeah.
but I don't know what that would be to Travis. I don't know. Maybe he thought Up was scary.
I don't know. Those dogs get vicious in that.
Yeah, they do.
I really want to see Laura sing. There's a couple of videos out there around of Laura occasionally like singing, and I think she's talked before about she used to sing a lot, and then she actually got really like scared and anxious about her singing, so she doesn't do it as much as like when she was younger. But her singing voice is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think she's part of a singing game Kickstarter too. Really.
I saw that, yeah.
I didn't know
But
that.
I would love her like Ronan out there.
I'm enjoying the Ronan Adventures dilemma.
Oh yeah.
At the moment, it's nice. Like, I mean, obviously, they're their own people. They've got their lives to get on with. Crazy time that we're in. Like, they're taking care of them and their families first, which is like respect. But it's still so nice that they are like connecting with the community, social media, and but no, I think it's just this is crazy, right? Like everyone can agree this is crazy what's happening.
Yeah, we're in
now.
absolute madness. We will likely never see anything else like this in our lifetime.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. But these are some wild times. Definitely hope all of you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hopefully you're not, dying from boredom in quarantine. I don't know if you guys are self-isolating or any of that stuff, but
yeah, I'm working from home now. Our school shut down, but
Australia's pretty close to full on like it
Full
feels
shutdown.
like we're a week out from, but we're already like don't get together in. Don't go out of your house unless you absolutely like. It's pretty strict, but it's not like
not everyone's following it still. Some people are still being stupid about it. So
so see what happens sort of in the next week. There's a bit of like miscommunication between our states and our like head of government. Like
we won't get into it.
That's tomorrow's podcast. That's the political podcast.
Yeah. Are you gonna talk about your thing? Or...
I can mention it.
Talking about because we're all
what
stuck
we're
in our
doing
houses
and
a little crumb. A little crumb.
Because there's not really much. I did mention last week, if you follow the What the Sheep podcast on Twitter, What the Sheep Pod, you give it a follow. I'm gonna check
I'm following it. Hang on.
Oh God, please.
I think I can't. I can't tab away because then the overlay gets completely destroyed. I think I'd have to permit you to post a link.
It's fine. You are yes. I will put the link up. Pretty much. I will generally always retweet what's said anyway. I think Nico and we put up anyway, but it is the number one source.
Oh yeah, I allowed links, that's right.
Number one source for our information for the podcast. But I guess, Little Crumb, I did mention last week that there might be a special announcement. It's a teeny announcement in that hopefully within the next month, we are going to be starting a D&D show. So expect the level of professionalism you see here.
But
no, it's just going to be a bit of a fun chance for us to get together a bit more and play some D&D. It will be set in Wildmount. There's some glare happening there. I will be DMing, and Curly, Nico, and Phil will be our players, and Hoot will be there as well.
Sorry.
But no, we will be playing some games. Tentative date is towards late April. Get started. I'm currently working on all the streaming aspects and getting some cool visuals happening for it. But
it's still a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but it's gonna be awesome. We're super excited.
So and it'll be my first time DMing, obviously on a live stream, but also on an online chat. But no, it's super exciting. I don't know. Should I say the name or should I hold that back for a bit longer?
We'll leave it with that. I think
We'll hold it there,
That was a good teaser. Once we have more stuff finalized, we can drop a few more little treats for the audience. But we're super excited. It's just going to be a fun thing to do. Hopefully, you guys will join us and join the shenanigans that will happen. Yeah. Obviously, the professionalism will be perfect.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. No, we're good.
But be sure to follow the What the Sheet Twitter. Again, that's at What the Sheet Pod on Twitter for all updates regarding that, and just updates regarding the podcast and all that stuff. So be sure to give it a follow.
Yes.
Yeah, super exciting stuff.
I'm an eternal DM. I'm so excited to get to play a character.
I know. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Eternal DMs.
And the characters are sounding pretty cool at this point. I was gonna say, you guys don't know each other's character ideas.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be juicy. I'm so excited.
Talk level professionalism. I think we could do a bit better than that in 7.
Yeah. That's kind of an insult to us, honestly. But no, it'll be great. But I guess any closing thoughts about this campaign and where it's headed? I mean, we kind of ended episode 7 of the What the Sheet podcast with a similar sentiment, but now that we've had time to sort of think about it while we've been in downtime without Critical Role, what do we think? I know the Wildmount guide does have some information about a dragon turtle, so I'm kind of already thinking about what might happen. But I think I can't remember where I saw it under. I think it was somewhere under the Menagerie Coast. I think it was. So I'm no longer worried about what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Oh wait, it could still go bad. It could still go poorly.
Wait, is it because Nico? It's like the alignment's good. Like, does it seem like
neutral?
Yeah, it was neutral, but it wasn't the alignment that it mentioned specifically. It was like what it was like to the region, and like what it did and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember the specific details.
Well,
I'm just reading now.
No, you're good.
I'll say my one.
No, that's the name of the ship.
While you're looking on it. I'm mostly excited about, and I don't just the end of the campaign. Stop. I'm mostly excited. Sorry, my dog is attacking me. I'm mostly excited about she's so needy. About what they do with their service assembly and shred. Like I'm
definitely.
I'm really interested in everybody's backstory. I want Yasha backstory, but I think they all agree. It feels like we've got a real solid evil thing there, and it's been hard in this game and in life, which is right. Everything's very grey, but it feels like there's a very solid something's not okay there, and I want them to infiltrate and to stop other kids being sucked into the situation.
Yeah.
No, the Trent showdown is something I think that's the number one thing I'm excited for.
Yeah.
And I remember I know we're trying to wrap up.
No, you're good. You're good.
I wasn't disappointed when they met with Trent, but it was not what I was expecting at all. It was very kind of calm, cool, collected.
Yeah. Well, because they were kind of there on business, more or less.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping for a massive, Caleb breakdown, I guess, or something like that. But he kept it together, at least enough to discuss with it. So I don't know. I love always Caleb's emotional scenes, so I'm excited to see more of that.
Yeah, and I'm definitely certain that once all of this dies down, we will be definitely getting more Caleb interactions with the Assembly, especially if they start taking up jobs from Vesterogna, because that's another way into the Assembly as well, through that route. And
I think Caleb will keep on sort of talking with the Traveler, talking with Artagan, and because he's still looking for power wherever he can find it, and I think he'll try and get some some strings on him. I think he'll try and get, like, do some things that he wants so that he can use that good favor and get him to help with Trent somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely some exciting stuff. Hopefully all of this virus stuff is resolved and we can get back into some good old Critical Role soon, but I think it was Lynn that mentioned at the beginning of the stream how the worst part about all of this is that we don't know when it's going to end. We have absolutely no idea when it's going to be resolved, which definitely adds a lot of stress. So please, everyone, take care of yourselves in this super stressful, depressing time for some. Oh no! Professionalism! It is hard, especially if you rely on social interactions to, you know, break out of your shell, and to, you know, not be in one place at once. Because I know for some people, they need that social interaction to not be, or to, like, you know, distract them from depression or whatever they're going through. They need that. So please, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. And thank you all for joining us for this. I know we missed out last week. We definitely miss you guys. It's been rough, but, you know, we're all here for you. This community is an amazing one. It's strong. It's supportive. So, you know, if you're going through rough times, do not hesitate to reach out to the numerous amazing people that this community has to offer, as well as you know, any friends that you have. Definitely be there for each other in these rough times, and we can hopefully all get through it together. But yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all in chat for the live show. Thank you for joining us, interacting, giving us your questions. Thank you all for watching us on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, anywhere else where our podcast is available. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy it. And we will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.